Hello and welcome to the Palmore Institute's video lesson series. My name is Lowell and today we will be looking at the Essential Writing course. So let's begin. In today's video lesson we'll be looking at Chapter 1, Part 4, Writing About a Classmate. And our learning goal for this lesson is to be able to write a paragraph about a classmate. We will also focus on editing and revising, and finally we'll focus on filling out a form. Before we begin writing the paragraph, we need to look at step 1, pre-writing. Work with a partner or classmate, ask and answer the following questions and take notes about your partner's answers. For example, the question, what is your name? And you can write that down. Do you have children? If they have children, boy or girl, where are you from? What country or city? What is your native language? What do you do? Or what is your job? What do you do in your free time? What are your hobbies? And what else do you want to know about your partner? Well, think of at least 2 more questions and write the answers. For example, what do you like about your job? Step 2, the writing process. I use the answers from the pre-writing step to write complete sentences about your classmate. For example, my classmate's name is Oscar Alvarez. And use your sentences to write a paragraph about your classmate. And remember to follow the rules of paragraph writing. Next, with our 3rd step, revising, read the following paragraph that a student wrote about another student and find the mistakes. And on a separate piece of paper, write the paragraph, but make corrections. So here, you can take a minute to read through this paragraph and write it down. You can pause the video and then make corrections. Okay, well, let's use the checklist below to help you revise and edit the paragraph above. Number 1 is the first word of the paragraph indented, usually 5 spaces. Number 2, does each sentence begin with a capital letter? And number 3, does each sentence end with a period, question mark, or exclamation mark? Number 4, does each sentence begin next to the one before it so there are no gaps? And number 5, are all the sentences grammatically correct? And number 6, does the paragraph have a title? So while you're looking at that paragraph, ask yourself those questions to try to find any errors. Okay, after you've written your paragraph, this is what it should look like. We've got a title, my classmate Haruka. My classmate's name is Haruka Nakamura. She doesn't have any children. She's from Ono City, Japan. Her native language is Japanese. She's a high school student. In her free time, she plays volleyball and practices flower arrangement. She doesn't work, but she likes being a student because she can spend time with her friends at school. There are 3 people in her family. As for revising, now go back to the paragraph you wrote about your classmate and use the same checklist to edit and revise your writing. Did you answer yes to all 5 questions in the revising checklist? Well, if not, go back and write a second draft with corrections. Okay, on your own, choose one of the following topics. Follow the 3 steps, pre-writing, writing, and revising that we looked at, writing a paragraph. And you have a couple of options. Number 1, write a paragraph about your teacher or another one of your classmates. Use the pre-writing questions mentioned above or from page 12 in your textbook to help you get started. And number 2, you can write a paragraph about someone else at your school or workplace. Number 3, talk to one of your neighbors or roommates, write a paragraph about him or her. Or number 4, think of someone you like or admire, such as a movie star, sports hero, or politician. Look on the internet for information that will help you write a paragraph about that person. Okay, you be the editor. Let's take a look at another editing task and revising task. The following paragraph has 12 mistakes. You can take a minute to read it and write corrections on a separate piece of paper. Here's the title and the paragraph. You can pause the video and on a piece of paper, write this paragraph out, go through that checklist. You can rewind the video to take a look at the checklist again. And when you're ready, you can unpause the video and check your answers. Okay, if you finished writing the paragraph, let's take a look at the corrections you should have made. Got a title, an environmental activist. Notice we need to indent the first sentence in the paragraph. And we start with, my name is Greta Thunberg. We have to capitalize G and T because it's a proper noun. It's the girl's name. We always capitalize the first letter in a sentence. And well, of course, we always capitalize I as well. So I was born in 2003. I'm from Sweden. Sweden is a country. It's a proper noun. We need to capitalize that. My mother is an opera singer and my father is an actor. My is the first word in the sentence, so we need to capitalize M. And the sentence did not have a period, so we needed to add a period. We became aware of global warming from the age of 8 and couldn't understand why so little is being done about it in school. So notice we need to capitalize I because it's the first word in the sentence. And we capitalize I, of course. I was very quiet and shy. Feel very strongly about environmental problems. In May 2018, when I was 15, same issue. I won an essay writing competition on the environment held by a Swedish newspaper. Now, Swedish is an adjective, but because it refers to a country, we need to capitalize that as well. I later started going to meetings with an environmental group, Fossil Free Dasland, that takes action against climate change. I think it's important that everyone makes choices which help the environment. Yet again, capitalize I. All right, for our final task, real life writing, filling out a form, let's take a look at a possible form you might see as a student information form. You might have to write your name, full name, start with your first name. If you have a middle name, you can write the middle and then the last name, and then sign it. Use your signature and put that there, or usually at the bottom of forms. Number 2, you can write your address. Don't forget your zip code, your street address, and city, country, zip code. Home phone number, cell phone or smartphone number, email address. If you have 2 or 3 email addresses, you might write that, both of them, or all 3 of them, or more. Gender, if you're male or female, you can write your birthday. Usually in American English, we start with the month, day, and year. Marital status, that's if you're single, or married, divorced. Nationality, for example, I might write American, or United States. First language, I'd put English here, for example. How long have you studied English and where? You could list the schools and how many years you've studied the language. Do you work? Yes or no. If yes, where? You could say the company name or the type of job. What days and hours. All right. And finally, you might have an emergency contact. It's someone who can help if something bad happens to you, or if there's an earthquake or some other kind of serious problem. You put their name and the relationship with their mother, aunt, uncle, father, sister, brother, and their phone number. Well, I think that's about it for today. Today's lesson for the homework. For homework, write about the other 3 topics in your journal that you didn't write about before in this lesson that I mentioned earlier. You can write a paragraph about your teacher, another one of your classmates. You can write a paragraph about someone else at your school workplace. Talk to one of your neighbors or roommates and write a paragraph about him or her. Or think of someone you like and admire, a famous person, and use the internet, and you can write a paragraph about that person. Well, thank you for watching, and until next time, you can feel free to leave comments below or any questions. Thank you.